Hey, here we are again, bunch of footy fans having some footy fun here on FootyFin. And listen, wrap of the Origin 3, and still proudly wearing the maroon t-shirt despite the Blues win. So Blues fans have some consolation to take away from the 2023 series. And on the night, the Blues did deserve to win that game, I would say. A couple of reflections and comments. Look, I think Queensland were well below their best. And the great Mel Meninga, Australian coach, pointed out after the game that it is very hard to stay motivated to win a dead rubber. Look, Queensland did great over the course of the series. A few of their players were not at their best the other night. Sadly, Val Holmes, I am a big fan of Val, but he just didn't have the best night. A few little mishaps there, including a few misjudgments in defence that led to some tries from Best and others. And indeed, the right-hand defence for Queensland on the edge there was an issue, particularly in the first half, but then Brad and Best... I think he got it off Tedesco, scored the final try of the game in the second half. I thought Queensland's forwards were pretty solid overall. They all did pretty well. Interestingly, they started Harry Grant in this game rather than Ben Hunt. And while he had a pretty solid game, did a couple of things in the first half. He gave away at least one penalty. Second half, he had the ball slapped out of his hand on their try line. So just a few little one-percenters there. And look, I think Munster wasn't at his usual stunning best. He had a solid game, did well with his kicking game, caused a few headaches, but not his greatest game ever. But look, they all did pretty well. They definitely missed Reece Walsh. I'm a little bit surprised to say AJ Brimson did well in what was his first game for a few years in the maroon jersey. He was pretty solid, but I think they definitely missed Reece Walsh. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I felt like on a few other occasions the bounce of the ball didn't quite go Queensland's way. The hammer didn't quite secure it in the second half for what would have been a bit of a comeback try. Val Holmes had a chance to score a try off a kick. Didn't quite go to plan there. A few other things anyway. Look, for me, a very telling moment came in, it was in the 50-something minute. Queensland had their second set of six back-to-back, and it was only the second or third tackle. They spun it out to the right, and this is another instance where they probably missed Reece Walsh or some Munster magic. It ended up going to Holmes, who passed it on to Coates, who was bundled in the touch. So, bit of a nothing, and really nothing play and an opportunity lost there for sure to just seal the deal there. So, actually for mine, it hasn't been talked about, but that was a bit of a turning point. So on the other hand, the Blues. Now, Cody Walker. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Look back at my videos leading into Game 1 and then again into Game 2. In both of them, I recommended that the Blues should have picked Cody Walker at 5'8". They finally did it. He won them the match and he got man of the match. So that was my prediction, and part of that leading into Game 2 was I was going with Bunny's combos as well. So I mentioned Keone Kaloa-Matangi should get a look in. And they debuted him the other night. He did very well. I've said how Cam Murray plays a very critical sort of role in the middle, in the forwards, and including ball distribution and link-ups with Damien Cook as part of the spine. So, look, all of that came to play in Game 3. So, yeah, look, don't want to be too smug, but I did tell you so. So well done, Cody Walker. Look, for mine, the Jerome Luai Origin experiment is over. It's been dragging on for years. It hasn't worked. Just cut it. And New South Wales won this whole game without any Panthers halves. No Cleary, no Luai. So there you have it. I wouldn't be picking Jerome Luai again for the Blues. That's just me. Bradman Best, of course, there's been a lot of talk about him. Young fella, did well in his Origin debut. People are saying how he had a miracle game. Well, he scored 2 tries, but that was off the back of really good ball. Cody Walker, if you have a look, Cody Walker it was not even quite a double pump, more a bit of a feint, but he just held the ball up just enough for the first try there for Best. So that was all Walker's doing. And his second try in the second half, that was James Tedesco, showed a bit of a rare sort of moment, a hark back to the past of his glory days, and made a break again, sort of poorish Queensland defence. And then Best was just there in support. So really, Best has Walker and Tedesco to thank for those 2 tries. But he did well. I have to say, Best's father is a Queenslander. Comes from Ipswich, Alfie Langer and the Walters boys territory. So there you have it. He's got great genes. Now, the future of Freddie Fittler as the Blues coach. Interesting one, this. He has copped a lot of flack in the media, and I think some of it was definitely warranted. And incidentally, people are talking about having Ivan Cleary in the back of the coach's box the other night, and that made a difference. I don't think it made any difference, really. Maybe a psychological one for Freddie. But Cody Walker and others are what made the difference. That's what won them the game. Look, as a Queenslander, I'll just say I'm happy for Freddie Fittler to keep being the Blues coach and for Brandy Alexander to be involved. No dramas there from the Queensland side of things. But look, let's see what happens. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Really quickly, tips for the round. Tonight, the Knights to beat the Tigers. Tomorrow afternoon, the Broncos on the road to beat the Dogs in Sydney. Manly to beat the Cowboys at Brookvale. Too many Cowboys backing up from Origin there. Storm to beat the Roosters at the SCG. Sunday, Sharks to beat the Warriors in New Zealand. Although you never know, could be an upset. Panthers to beat the Dolphins at Dolphins Stadium. And the Eels to beat the Titans. So there we go. That's it. That's my Origin wrap. Enjoy your footy this weekend. Until next time, catch you between the sticks. See ya.